Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? I'm recording this. It's Friday night. I don't know if it will make it on to tonight or it's Saturday morning, but either way, hope your guys are having a start of a great weekend. A lot of live shows today. A lot of live shows this whole week. Pretty much all week is pretty much live shows. So you can always catch a live show. But today's episode is about Loki, the god of mischief. So back in 2004, they did this miniseries, and it's 1 through 4, and I'm looking it up on eBay right now, and so you can get this on average for like about 15 to 16 to as low as $10 to $12 for the entire run. Nothing special about it. It's not, I don't think it would ever be this book's going to catch on fire or anything, but it's just a great story. So if you're a Thor fan or, you're new to comics and you've been watching the Avengers and you like Loki, this is a miniseries I suggest you pick up. So the premise is, first, let's just look at this art. I love this art. And we'll start up in there. Kneel, God of thunder. Kneel before your conqueror. Kneel as in your desert and destiny before Loki Laufeyson. This is the opening. You're like, whoa, what the hell just happened? And then you open up to this splash page, which covers two. Look at all the detail work that went into the background, people. Great perspective. And you can see in the back that, there was a war. Things went down. And Loki took power. It's like kneel as all Asgard must before her new and rightful lord. So the writer is Robert Rhodey. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Artist is Assad Ribic. So I thought I'd give a shout out to them because work well done. So little kid is acting up and he's having flashbacks. And you're getting all these extra insights into Loki. And so Loki's here as a kid saying, "You're not my father. I'm not Loki, Odin's son. You are my father's murderer, and I am your prisoner, and I will not do your will, though you call down all the hosts of Asgard upon me." It's a great scene. And, he's crying as a kid, and so he's like, "Little one, you must not despise your new lord because of what others say of him under their breath. Consider that I was once like you, young and angry and alone. Yet behold what I've achieved, by thus inspiring to dream of what you, with your spirit, might one day accomplish." Then he spits in his face. I thought Loki was going to kill him. I was like, oh, snap, here we go. But he didn't. So Loki, is, even though he has taken over the throne, he's recalling all the times that Thor and Sif have just mocked him. And if anybody has ever had a chance to read mythology myth, there are a lot of good stories about Thor and Loki. And they touch up on a lot of these. So now that Loki's in power, you have all these people coming up who have Laurel, I can't pronounce her name. Anyways, I think she's the Enchantress. Is that the Enchantress's real name? Her real name? Might be. I don't know. Anybody who's a Thor fan, fill me in. And then Hell descends. Everybody wants what's due to them because they don't really tell you how he took power. It's just that all these people got together and they made it happen. So she comes and says, well, I want the immortal soul of Thor. He's like, you desire? What I have named Lord of Asgard, ask not Hela, to say again, like some pleading beggar. I love the writing and the dialogue on here. And then she's like, why you look so alarmed, Laufey's son? It can't be no secret to you that I have long sought your brother for my legions in Niflheim. I ask only that you name the day I shall have him. And Loki's like, I don't understand. Of what day do you speak, lady? Why, that of Thor's execution. And look at the way they drew his face right here. So he's contemplating like, whoa, this is real. This is going down. And I don't think he's ready for that. And the whole book, and the premise of the book, is whether he should, with all his power, take this opportunity to finally kill Thor. So Hela, I don't want to say Hela. Hela, dude. No. Hel is, she's threatening him. And this is where they go back into Norse mythology. And that's book 1. So I don't want to go into everything because I would like you to pick this up and read it. Like I said, if you're a Thor fan or Loki, this is a must pick up. I'm telling you, people. Artwork's great. This is the kind of book that I probably would get CGC graded just to get it CGC graded. Because the covers look so nice and I would hate anything to happen to them. I know I could go and get them slapped somewhere else, and I might do that. I might even go as low as like PGX, who knows? But I'm not worried about resale on these. I think they're great, you know. And the only reason why I wouldn't have them slabbed is if there's not a trade paperback. So now we come to number 2. Look at the artwork on this. I mean, take that in, people. I'm just so impressed with that. I love it. That's all I gotta say. All the attention to detail. And here's something I want to point out. Let me get a pen. A little pencil. So, Thor is buffed, right? But this person studied anatomy. He might have a little overdid it on the veins, but at least, you know, some of these muscle builders, you see these type of veins. But he didn't add all these muscles like you see so many people do. And half the time they just add muscles just to add muscles, and they don't know anything about the anatomy. And some comic book artists are like that. And I know they're trying to over-exaggerate, like, oh, why a 6-pack when you have a 9-pack or a 12-pack or whatever. But the composition is great. The motion, the way things are flowing. So when you first look at this book, your eye goes straight to Thor and then moves down, okay? Straight to his face. Right here, because of the color splash, it's pulling you in. I love that. I mean, oh, we're at 8 minutes, people. Jeez. This is going to go over 10, I'll tell you that. I'll try to speed through a little bit of this now. So, what I also like is they have the previously Loki. So they break that down. And Loki's visiting Sif. And they're talking about, oh, here's something really funny. He's like, Thor's talking to Sif because they're battling the trolls. And he's like, it may be as you say. Ho, Sif. What then is that Thor I espy on yonder knoll? Indeed so, and my brother besides. Have you need of our aid? She's like, rather have you need of mine, Odin's son? I face but a cohort of murderous trolls. You, the cringing horror of Laufey's son's company. Oh, damn. That's such a slight right there. And so he starts laughing. He's like, ha ha, ha 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 ha. Well put, Sif. And so it ever was with you, lady. And so then she's like, oh, self-pity. And she talks about her hair. She's like, you took blade To my hair? Like, she's so enraged, she can't even complete a sentence. She's just like, just keeping it simple. And it retells the story of him sneaking into her room and getting back at her. And so she's still mocking him. And she baits him to get really close. And then she's about to choke him and kill him. And then a guard finally comes and he gets upset. I'm skipping certain parts because I would like you to read this. I want to give you enough highlights to make you interested. And so on a lot of these series, that's my goal. Oh, so good. And was there one more thing? Oh, back to the stories of Balder the Brave. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't really want to go into a little bit more. So we go to 3. And once again, boom, right here, center. Nice composition. Your eyes constantly. The motion is leading you up. The hammer coming down. Everything's is focusing still on Thor. Great cover. Love, like I said, love this art. And I'm not saying great cover, just say great cover. Because I could say it's amazing, incredible. But it's a great cover. Again, we have these little previous. So now they're building the executioners. God, what do they even call that? The executioners. I would say post, but it's not even a post. It's like a guillotine or something. Not even a guillotine, but either way, let's not harp on what Joaquin knows about medieval torture devices or not. If you're new to the channel, hello, and I hope you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button, people. I do enjoy the comments below, but also hit the like button. And just to know that my recording schedule is generally Monday through Friday, comic book related material. Hence the name Comicbook Gallery, a different way of looking at art, is my business name. So on Thursdays, I do Sketchbook Thursdays. Friday, because I'm also into the card game Magic the Gathering, I do arena videos and I talk about the state of Magic, but generally just have fun with some people who criticize my poor play. I'm referred to as the punt team. That's how many mistakes I make per game. So check it out. They're entertaining. And then on Sunday, I'm doing a, let's look at this cover while I post. On Sunday, I'm doing RPG, and I started off with Dungeons and Dragons, and I've been telling a story while I'm illustrating an idea that I have, or I'm creating my own Dungeons and Dragons story. The conclusion of the Keep on the Borderlands is Sunday, so hope you guys will watch it. All right, back to Loki, issue 3. So one of the people who has helped him is a powerful sorceress, Cornelia? No. Yeah, speech impediment and a lisp. Yeah. You try to pronounce some of these words, people. Reading was never my friend. Oh, and I'm dyslexic too. So, bear with me. So she gives him a glimpse of all these alternative timelines, which I thought was cool because this looks like a Native American touch. And we're going like medieval, just all these different timelines. So there's always been Thor and there's always been Loki. And it's always this chain of conflict. So she gives, and here we go into mythology, in Norse mythology, where Loki, before Ragnarok happens, they finally capture him. They're tired of his shenanigans, and his wife has to save him from the snake who drops venom on his forehead that hurts, but if anything, it's also driving him crazy. And so the moment that she, when the bowl gets filled and she's got to toss it for a second, a drop hits his head, and that's how the Northmen said earthquakes would happen because Loki would start screaming and shaking. That's a fun fact for you. So he's seen enough, and he's like, like, when will this all end? And he's going about his day, and he's at one point he's considering breaking down the Rainbow Bridge, and he visits Thor, and he wants Thor to acknowledge his defeat, and Thor doesn't give him that satisfaction. But after he leaves, I'll read the last line right here. He's like, I'll defy them both and not allow further thought. As Lord of Asgard, I must look forward and not back. Because he's giving him somewhat of this little speech about, how things are now. And so after he leaves, Thor's still in silence. Head still down, head down. First time you see his head up, and look at that eye. Oh, damn, people. That's great storytelling. So, unlike the movies, Frigga, she's not too fond of him and reminds him of that. And so now he goes and visits Odin. And there's this one part in the conversation where he's like, dangle a joint of beef before a starving dog when that hound, after long hours of begging, finally savages you and takes some meat and your arm besides. Must it feel shame or something closer to victory? Because he's asking him why. He's like, I have utterly failed you. No, father, I'm not so easily fooled as that. I always known, as you've always known, that you succeeded with me most admirably. I do not take your meaning. Oh, you do not? You slew the true father of the field of battle, and he's talking about it's an honor. And then he goes, simply then, how best to make a hero? Give him means by which he might define himself so. Set up a field of black against which his white will be yet more blinding. Do not riddle me so. If your festering mind holds an accusation, have out with it. Oh, man, this writing. I'm telling you, people, it's a great story of Loki's resentment and gives you further background of who he is. He's like, you speak of Thor. Yes, I speak of Thor, my stepbrother, filled with energy and ambition. How to mold him according to your will. Why mold a villain aside him? Take him into your bosom. A small and helpless babe. Prod him with temptation. Reward him with ridicule. Expect the very worst from him. And refuse to see any good. Let it flourish thereby. And Odin's like, you're deranged. Am I? Then look at me, father, and tell me the pain that I was not brought to your court for the sole purpose of galvanizing Thor's goodness. Now look at the next panel. Because he knows he's right. And whether he did it subconsciously, he did do that to him. He's like, I understand you now, but you do not yet understand me. In demonizing me, you have outwitted yourself. I am Lafay's revenge. And so he goes off this, and he's talking about he's going to cut Thor's head off. And then he gets a visit by his mom, who everybody thought he was dead. Wow, we're at 18 minutes. We're going to keep this at 20. I've already did all my shout outs. I've already told you about my schedule. So I'm going to end it with Loki Part 4. I'm going to try to keep this around 20 minutes. So the day has come where he meets his mom, and he's talking with his mom, and he's deciding that there's this one scene that's a pivotal moment right here where Loki is, he's starting to think about, does he really want to do it? And here's where he makes up his mind. He looks into a pool, and he sees Thor, and he goes, and he has a memory of him. He's like, are we not two fine fellows, Loki? There it is not our equal in all the 9 worlds. Come then, give me your hand on it. And then Loki's like, over all the millennium, Only you have ever loved me, Thor. Only you have ever looked at me with affection in the place of condescension. Why then am I killing you and not the others? Because you stopped. And then it was like, so the hour arrives, and you know it was coming. Oh, it's hell. It's hell. I have said as much, though not to you, hell. And then she's like getting pissed because she feels that something's going to happen. And so he tells her, you know what? It ain't going to happen. So she's like, and the wrath of hell so easily dismiss Laufey's son. Wow, you know what? You know what I'm trying to say. Care you so little for that of your own that, and she's like, sigh. This unhappy paradox. The trickster may trick all, save himself. And so he decides to free Thor. And during the course of this, you see that the chains are starting to break. And then the wall, boom. And you figure that his hammer has come back to him. And he's like, Thor, no, you must hear what I have learned, what I planned. We can defy destiny. We too unseat the tyranny of fate. Do not, I beg you, consign me to its power again. Do not make me as I was. Your future hinges on your next action. If there is yet any mercy in you, if there was ever mercy in you. Then finished. Boom. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of Loki. I really am enjoying my little tales of the Vegas short boxes, of the Vegas short box. And I plan to do more of these as I find these type of books that I collected. This is back in 2004. I rarely picked up any kind of spec book first appearance. Most books I bought was because I enjoyed reading the stories. So that's it, people. You take care. Have a good night.